Hello Virgo, Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead, my friends. How are you? Thank you so much for clicking here, my Earth cousins. I'm a Taurus sun, so I am your cousin energy. Thank you so much for being here, for clicking, and for the ways that you've been living on this channel by giving me your thumbs up, being in the comments, and watching, giving me clicks and views. But a lot of you that come by here are not subscribed, so it would really help in building this Virgo tribe. If you would subscribe, reach out and hit that subscription button. You can always hit it again if you really hate this content, but I don't think you do because you keep watching. So thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate you. All right, so we are looking for the week ahead. Whenever you get this reading, it's always going to be for the week ahead, Virgo. And what we're talking about this week is, well, first of all, I should let you know what's going on next week because it is for the week ahead. And next week we do have the new moon in Sagittarius. So it is a time for new beginnings, abundant new beginnings. It's time for expansion. It's time for things to change, right? The planet of the planet of Jupiter is connected to the Wheel of Fortune. It's time for change. Change brings expansion. There's no possibility of expansion or progress if you decide that you cannot change. So I feel like there is some change coming up for you. Look, on Tuesday is the new moon, and then on Wednesday is Mercury retrograde. And Mercury retrograde is happening in Capricorn, which is going to specifically affect all of the earth signs, and it's going to affect all of the zodiac, but it's going to be, specifically about looking at, thinking about or assessing what's going on around you. Do you really need that person in your life? Do you really need that extra card? You know what I mean? It's about the pentacles and the money and, the stability that you've got. Do you need another job? Should you quit your job and go to a business? That kind of thing. I'm not going to suggest you make any huge moves like that while Mercury is retrograding because, there's always possibilities of miscommunication, saying something that you probably wouldn't said before, reaching out to someone that you didn't think you'd reach out to before. Don't do it in desperation, right? Don't do it during Mercury retrograde. So some of you might already think about reaching out to a partner that you haven't seen in a while, or an ex, or maybe someone's thinking that about you. But please know not to make any huge moves during retrograde. It is a long one. It's going until the 1st of January. So from the 13th of December till the 1st of January. I'll be back to do a reading for that. Okay. So what we're doing this week is for the week ahead. First, we're going to talk about what is coming up in the week ahead, and then we're going to talk about what's in your blind spot, Virgo. What is it that you don't see coming? Things that are already happening this week, bubbling under the surface, that are going to pour out or bleed into your next week. Something that you don't see coming. We'll talk about that. So let's talk about it. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me what is coming up in the week ahead for Virgo. If you're cross-watching a Virgo, thanks for doing that. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. What is coming up in the week ahead for Virgo, please? We have the status quo. So things are going to be going as usual. It's going to be Groundhog Day. This is the comfort zone. And look, it's not a bad place to be, right? The sun is shining. It's a beautiful walk off the pier to the water. It looks like a beautiful place to be. It's not a bad place to be. It's just that once you hit a certain ceiling, or the glass ceiling of growth in the status quo, it's time to move forward and get out of that comfortably polished rut you've been in. Tell me about what is under the surface. What's in the blind spot for Virgo? What does Virgo not see that is already underway in the energies this week that will bleed into or show itself in the week ahead? Tell me about what is in the blind spot for Virgo, please. Something you're going to need courage for. We've got courage and supportive connections. So it feels like this is a time for you to explore things that maybe scare you just a little. And we've got the card of courage here. You can see that there is somebody who is all armored up, ready to go into what looks kind of like a little bit of a scary place, right? Going into a place that's dark, possibly. I want to say that this person cannot see the forest for the trees, but they're ready to be brave enough, have enough courage to put on their armor and head into the unknown. I want to say there's something coming up that you don't see that's already taking root or already in progress. This looks like Virgo energy to me. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn looks like earth energy to me. It's all about nature, right? And then we have a new supportive connection. So what you don't see that's coming, that's under the surface, is you're about to meet someone new, whether it's platonic or romantic. You're about to meet someone who's going to support the way you live your life, the decisions that you make, somebody who's going to be, I want to say that somebody who sees you as a creative piece of art. That, you know, there is somebody out there who sees you as just enough the way you are. And I feel like this supportive connection could be a friend, could be a lover, but I feel like it's going to be a very creative connection, and you are one that is creative. I think instead of you being in service of this person's going to be in service of you. You are all about service. So we have professional assistants and we have kindred partnerships. So it could be someone who comes in to help you with something. Maybe it's a money manager or a bank manager or someone who's in a professional capacity, someone who's a doctor, a lawyer, someone like that. But they are a kindred partnership. And so it doesn't have to mean that kindred doesn't necessarily mean that you're related to them, but it does mean that you have a connection to them that you don't have to anyone else. You trust them right away. This is someone who you believe right away. This is someone who you have a really good connection with. So we have planning and action. And with the professional assistance and planning and action, it feels like it is someone who can help you plan your life financially. What's the next step I should take? If it's not financially, maybe it's in your pentacle world. Should I sell the house? Should I get rid of the extra car? Should I buy an extra car? Should I sell my house and buy something else? So I feel like there is something coming up that you don't see that is in progress here, but it's going to take you first getting out of the status quo. Let's look at some tarot for you here. Tell me about Virgo, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Let's talk about Virgo. What is coming up in the week ahead for Virgo? Virgo, if you're interested in a private read, please look below this video. You will see a link that says more. And when you click that link, it will open up a panel and you will see there the link to Wizio. There is room there if you want a book. And my readings there begin at $40. All right, here we go. What's coming up in the status quo, please? Tell me about the status quo, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Virgo and the status quo. The status quo is keeping to yourself. You're not really sharing anything with anyone. And look, things are not bad in the status quo, but I feel like you're blocking anyone who wants to come into your life. It feels like you're keeping to yourself. You're in your comfortably polished rut here where things are comfortable and going really well. And I feel with the Seven of Canes or the Seven of Swords, it's telling me that you're kind of keeping it all to yourself, staying in your lane, not really reaching out to anybody here. Following your own path. We've got Sinterklaas here, and that is the Hermit. Sorry, not the Hermit, but the Hierophant. And so it feels like you are, I want to say that you're in this status quo, in the comfort zone, and I feel like you feel stuck there, or you want to stay there, or you're not willing to think outside the lines, because the Hierophant is about that. Teaching the doctrine, I know, not saying anything outside of the doctrine, always taking the straight path, being very traditional. So this person is kind of stuck in their ways, right? The ways that they've always known. And I think that the Seven of Swords tells me that you're holding it all close to the chest and you're not really willing to share it. And that you're kind of stuck in your ideas or stuck in your ways right now. It doesn't mean you will be forever. Everybody has the ability to change, but I feel like wherever you are right now is a place where you get to make all the decisions. You get to make all the decisions on your path, and you don't have to collaborate if you don't want to. That you expect that people are going to follow you, and if they don't want to follow you, too bad. That's what it feels like here. And then we have the moon energy. Yeah. So the moon energy is like because you're stuck in this spot here of the Hierophant energy, I feel like you are not seeing the possibilities of everything that is coming up ahead because the moon is here. And I feel like when we stick to one path, when we're in the status quo, we're not willing to change, and we get very stuck on our traditions, that we don't really have any progress. And I want to say that this is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to have a past and be moral and obligated and doing all the right things. That's not a bad thing to be. But I really feel like you're holding back or holding it close to the chest, and that you're really not letting anyone see that you are this beautiful spiritual leader, because you are very spiritual. I mean, I don't think I've ever met a Virgo who wasn't, who really deep down underneath understands the spiritual world. So we have the moon energy, which is Pisces and Cancer. We've got Taurus here. And I want to say that things aren't really as you're making them out to be. And I think you see them one way because you're kind of stuck in this energy here, Virgo. You're just seeing them one way. And that needs to come to an end if you want to have any other flexibility come into your life. You've got to stop with the self-sabotage. Holding everything close to the chest, the Seven of Swords is here. It's like you're concealing things from other people. We've got the Matrona, and this is the Empress in this deck. And then we have Balance, which is Temperance. So we have Taurus and Libra energy. We have energy that is Sagittarius. We also have Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo energy. Taurus is right here. Pisces and Cancer energy as well. I feel like it's like you're like, well, if they want me, they can come to me. And if you're the Empress, that's the truth, right? You shouldn't chase. You should not chase. Your back should be to whatever everyone else is doing. And I feel like if you're manifesting it, it will come to you. If you're the Empress, right? Take it as it resonates. But I do feel that we have somebody here who's kind of really stuck in their ways. And that's why you're in the status quo. And what you don't see is that there is a possibility for change. And that the thing is I feel like you're not stepping out of the status quo because you don't trust that whatever change is coming is something that you want. And I feel like with the World card here, that it's telling me that there is something here that must change. There is something here that you must abandon. And I think it's a thought pattern. It feels like a thought pattern because the Seven of Swords is here. You need to abandon it or close the door. You need to step through this portal. There is a 12/12 portal coming up, right? And it's on Tuesday. It's on the same day as the new moon in Sagittarius. There is this portal coming up here. And I feel like you need to step through the portal and close the door on this Seven of Swords, playing it safe, playing it under the surface, keeping everything to your chest, not really revealing things to people. I think you are this beautiful spiritual giant, I want to say. And it is going to call in the right people. I feel if you stay on your path, it's going to call in the right people. And, you know, some of the people it's calling in could be the Empress, absolutely. But I feel like what you don't see is the Empress. You don't see this beautiful, abundant, creative, balanced kind of energy that can be here should you decide to step outside of the status quo. So I feel like when you close the door on the Seven of Swords, when you decide that you're going to bring all of that to an end, step through the portal and move towards the World card here. For some of you, it could be not until around the 21st of December. We do have card number 21, which is the World. But whenever something ends, something new must begin. And I think that what's beginning is you're going to have some stability here, because these cards are both about abundance and stability. Right? This is about feeling good, feeling healthy, feeling like things are working in the way that they should in order for you to be able to move forward. The Balance or Sagittarian energy here is about healing. It's about the moment of alchemy. It feels like there is a moment of alchemy, and I feel like you will close the door on holding everything close to the chest. That's at the point where you will decide to come out or be recognized as someone who is quite spiritual and on a good path, and you won't veer off the path. You'll allow whoever to come on the path with you. But I think what you don't see, should you decide to be flexible, what you don't see here is that there is an Empress waiting for you. That take it as it resonates, that there is an Empress energy, which is an abundant, balanced energy. And it could be a person, take it as it resonates. Let's see who is in or what is in your blind spot here. Because I feel like should you decide to be courageous, should you decide to allow people to see you for who you are and stop holding back and staying in your comfort zone, I feel like your courage is rewarded with some sort of a new connection here. Whether it's a friendly one or a romantic one. Take it as it resonates. We just pulled the Justice cards, which is Libra. So I feel like you are going to have you're going to be rewarded for your courage here. And your reward is truth. Your reward is you're going to feel justified for having gone through this dark moment here in the moon energy. And I feel like you're going to be rewarded with some sort of karmic justice here. We have the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Gifts. We have the Death card. We have the Four of Wands, Four of Candles. We have the King of Wands, King of Candles. Ah, there it is. I like it. Wheel of Fortune. There is going to be change. Look, there's this new moon that's coming on Tuesday is in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius' ruling planet is Jupiter. This is a new beginning. This is card number 10. It breaks down to a 1. This is a new beginning. But you are going to have a change of the way that you move in the world. You're going to have to change how you feel about the Four of Wands. You're going to have to recalibrate or re-identify what it is to mean to have some sort of a stable family or a stable relationship. I feel like you're inspired to do that, but I feel like you're kind of holding back or feeling like there might be too much competition. I feel like this is a temporary energy that you're in. What you don't see that is in the blind spot here is that this Five of Pentacles, or the way of thinking, it is poverty, right? It is, you could be experiencing financial discomfort right now, but I really do feel that the Five of Pentacles is here to say that it's time for you to come out of the cold. It's time for you to stop feeling disconnected from everybody. You're about to get karmic justice. And what is ending here is the Five of Pentacles. This is the transformational energy that turns you into the King of Wands here. This person takes inspired action, right? As I'm looking at this here, this person is kind of, smoking their pipe by the fire here, but they have an open book here. And so this person it tells me that they are inspired. We also have the Four Wands up here. We have one wand on the table over here. So it tells me the Five of Wands is present, and that there is some hesitation about taking a step forward, about being inspired to change. And it's about a change of taking action. It's about redefining what you think the Four of Wands is. Because it can mean many things. It can mean stability. It can mean family. It can mean, going to the next level in a relationship. Maybe this is a romantic relationship. But it is about really big change. You're about to get some karmic justice. Yeah, there is some truth, honesty, and something that is going to be said in your favor. For some of you, it could be a legal thing. And if you have been dealing with some sort of a legal issue and feeling on the outside looking in because of that, I feel like it's going to resolve itself by the end of the year. I feel like it's that there is, death to the Five of Pentacles. So if you've been feeling on the outside looking in, I feel like you're about to get your inspiration back. Things are about to change for you in a really big way, a very positive way. But the changes don't really look positive on the surface. Right now, you're in the Five of Pentacles, worrying about the Four of Wands. Will I have karmic justice in a stable home ever again? And I feel like the answer is yes, you will have that. Bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Swords, which tells me that you're moving on from an energy here. And what you're moving on from, if again, we've got the second indication that it could be a legal situation. And if it is, I feel like that it will be said in your favor. Something here from a legal standpoint, for those of you who are embroiled in some sort of a legal issue, it's going to be said in your favor. Because the Wheel of Fortune is here, I feel like it's going to change completely. And if you were feeling like it wasn't going to work out in your favor, I think that it will. We do have the Six of Swords moving away from the King of Swords here. So I feel like this person, the official person here, I do see the King of Swords as someone who's making the best decision for all involved, whether that's a family or a business. It feels like a lawyer, a judge, a magistrate, somebody who's making a very big decision that's going to allow you to move on and do whatever it is that you want to do in your life. The Page of Swords is here, the Page of Canes, tells me that you're the student and that somebody here is going to help you move on from the Seven Swords. There it is, the Seven Swords. The reason you may have been holding back is maybe there's a legal issue going on, possibly. But I feel like this person here, this King of Swords, is going to release you by telling the truth, by giving honesty, and something is going to be said in your favor. I feel like you're the student now, and you should be paying attention. You should be watching and learning and listening to this King of Swords. The King of Swords is the one that is going to bring you out of a place of feeling really stuck. We do have the mistletoe. Yeah, I feel like someone is choosing to say something positive on your behalf. And we do have the mistletoe here, which is the Lovers. It is a choice that you are going to make to learn a lesson, possibly about love, something that you love. It could be about children. We could be talking about a settlement as it pertains to to kids, or getting access to the children. Take it as it resonates. But we do have the 6, because I'm showing kids getting into a car here and moving on. We do have something here that you've learned. You've learned to make better decisions. I want to say you're learning to make better decisions from the soul, from the heart, from the emotional side of you, because I feel like being in this energy of the Hierophant, it's like, Taurus can be accused of being too solid, or, not really showing much, many cups, right? Because this is Pentacle energy, very grounded, very serious. I feel like people maybe think that you're quite serious in your energy. And I feel like after learning about something that's going to be said in your favor, for some of you, it could be a child or children in a custody battle. I feel like you're going to be able to move on as long as you learn the lesson about making good choices. And it's about the lovers, right? That's the ultimate choice. Making really good decisions that work out in your benefit, and using your energy of the higher self to do that. So we do have the 3 of good cheer, which is the 3 of cups. I feel like this is going to be a celebratory time, that you're coming out of a hard place and going to a place that's going to be a little bit easier energetically, or in the mind. Take it as it resonates. It could be in your Pentacle life, or it could be in the mind. But I feel like what you don't see here, what is in your blind spot, is that there is a lot of changes that are coming here. Tell me about these changes. What sort of changes are coming? And they may not look like positive changes when they first decide to surface. And I feel like you're going to have to take some sort of inspired action. Yeah. You know what's going to happen is it's not going to be comfortable for you, because I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is pulling you out of this energy. It's pulling you out of a place of stagnancy, a place where you were stuck. You were stuck in the mind. You were stuck in your emotional energy, or in the energy of, you had yourself in a place where you were imprisoned in the mind. But look, the Knight of Wands shows up and things start to move really quickly. I think the changes happen really quickly and they inspire you. The King of the King of Wands is here. I feel like you feel very inspired. Tell me about the 5 of Pentacles and the Death card, please. We've got Scorpio energy here, by the way. We've got Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo energy. We've got Taurus again, Sagittarius, Taurus, and Libra. Tell me how this 5 of Pentacles is coming to an end here. Oh, the Death card again. Look at that. Yeah, it's going to end. This heavy energy is going to end. Whatever heavy energy, whether it's legal or it's not, whether it's about a child battle or whether it's not, I feel like what's going to happen is this energy is going to lift itself, transform, and you're going to become inspired. As I was saying down here, you're going to become inspired to take a step forward here, Virgo. Yeah, look, you're the magician. Look, you know your worth. You know your worth. You have all the tools. You're the person who can make anything happen. And I think that's the realization. The thing that's in your blind spot is you've stopped realizing that you're the person who can pick any tool. You've got all the tools to do it, Virgo. You can do whatever you want. You don't only have to stay stuck in this energy here. So what is changing, I feel, is something super huge. I feel like something's being said in your favor. You're getting karmic justice, whether that's in family or other things. I feel like you become unstuck. That's what you don't see. That's coming up in the week ahead in terms of what's in your blind spot. There's some transformation coming that's going to pull you out of some negative energy and is going to push you into some really beautiful, positive energy. We've got the 3 of Cups, we've got the Knight of Swords, and we've got the 3 candles. I like it. We've got the 2 candles in the window. Person has got one in the hand. You're deciding as to whether you want to go back out there. And I think you do. You're going to take a chance. You're going to take a risk. And the Knight of Canes, well, that's the one who's bold and courageous. And I'm going to say whatever I got to say. And I don't care if you don't like to hear it, but I think they do, because we've got the 3 of Cups here. I think you're communicating then, getting back into the swing of things with people. Maybe this holiday season is telling you to do that. But I think whatever it is, you're going to bite the bullet and do it. The 2 of Wands is here in the reverse. And we've got the list, which is the Judgment card. You're making some sort of really big decision here, my friend. And you're going to do it in a way that is connected to the higher self. You're the one of wisdom. You know the path. Stay on the path. You're doing good. You're on the right path. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So finances are about to get better for you, by the way. And I feel like there is somebody who's in your future. Is this connection? It could be Matrona. It could be the person who is the Empress. The Empress is quite spiritual. Would be a perfect person to be your partner if you are the one who is in the Hierophant energy. You might have Taurus in your chart, maybe Gemini or Libra. All right, I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for coming here and watching. I appreciate you, Virgo. Thank you so much for all the ways you've been living on the channel. Please stay in the comments. Please, the thumbs up is just gonna make this Virgo Virgo pack get bigger, and that's what we're looking for. So thank you so much for your help in that. I'm going to go for now. Love you guys. I'll be back. Bye bye.